Welcome back to Just Torah, the channel which is mainly about reading the Torah to get a basic understanding of what Yah's laws, commandments, and ordinances are required for those of us who believe in keeping the law as well as belief in Yahushua HaMashiach. Let's begin. Now I'm back in Exodus chapter 25. I'm going to try to read chapter 25 through 27, which is mainly about Yah's instructions to Moshe on how to build the tabernacle and all its furnishings. Alright, remember I am reading from the Sefer. And here we go. Chapter 25 in Exodus, verse 1. And Yahweh spoke unto Moshe, saying, Speak unto the children of Yasharel, that they bring me an offering of every man that gives it willingly with his heart. Ye shall take my offering. And this is the offering which ye shall take of them: gold and silver and brass, and blue and purple and scarlet, and fine linen and goat's hair, and ram skins dyed red, and antelope skins, and shittim wood, oil for the light, spices for anointing oil, and for sweet incense, onyx stones, and stones to be set in the ephod and in the breastplate. And let them make me a sanctuary, that I may dwell among them, according to all that I show you, after the pattern of the tabernacle, and the pattern of all the instruments thereof, even so shall you make it. And they shall make an ark of shittim wood, 2 cubits and a half shall be the length thereof, and 1 cubit and a half the breadth thereof, and 1 cubit and a half the height thereof. And you shall overlay it with pure gold, within and without shall you overlay it, and shall make upon it a crown of gold round about. And you shall cast 4 rings of gold for it, and put them in the 4 corners thereof. And 2 rings shall be in the one side of it, and 2 rings in the other side of it. And you shall make staves, long sticks. You shall make staves of shittim wood, and overlay them with gold. And you shall put the staves into the rings by the sides of the ark, that the ark may be borne with them, so they can carry the ark. They'll stick them through the rings, through the 4 rings on the 4 corners of the ark, and that's how they carry it. The staves shall be in the rings of the ark; they shall not be taken from it. And you shall put the ark, the testimony which I shall give you. Let me read verse 16 again. And you shall put into the ark the testimony which I shall give you. And that testimony really will be the 10 Commandments. And you shall make a mercy seat of pure gold, while the ark itself is wood overlaid with gold. The actual mercy seat, which is the lid that goes on top of the ark, will be made of pure gold, not made of wood. Pure gold. And you shall make a mercy seat of pure gold. 2 cubits and a half shall be the length thereof, and 1 cubit and a half the breadth thereof. And you shall make 2 cherubims of gold, and of beaten work you shall make them in the 2 ends of the mercy seat. And 1 cherubim on the one end, and the other cherubim on the other end. Even of the mercy seat shall you make the cherubim on the 2 ends thereof. And the cherubim shall stretch forth their wings on high, the wings going up. They're going to covering the mercy seat with their wings. And their faces shall look one to another. They're going to face each other, but they're going to look down toward the mercy seat shall the faces of the cherubim be. And you shall put the mercy seat above the ark, and in the ark you shall put the testimony that I shall give you. And there I will meet with you, and I will commune with you from above the mercy seat, from between the 2 cherubim which are upon the ark of the testimony of all the things which I will give you in commandment unto the children of Yasharel. Alright, verse 23. And you shall also make a table of shittim wood. 2 cubits shall be the length thereof, and 1 cubit the breadth thereof, and a cubit and a half the height thereof. And you shall overlay it with pure gold, and make thereto a crown of gold round about. And you shall make unto it a border of a handbreadth round about, and you shall make a golden crown to the border thereof round about. And you shall make for it 4 rings of gold, and put the rings in the 4 corners that are on the 4 feet thereof. Over against the border shall the rings be for places of the staves to bear the table. And you shall make the staves of shittim wood, and overlay them with gold, that the table may be borne with it. And you shall make the dishes thereof, and spoons thereof, and covers thereof, and bowls thereof, to cover withal. Of pure gold shall you make them. So the dishes, the spoons, the covering, and all the bowls gotta be made of pure gold, not wood, pure gold. The table is made of wood, shittim wood, and it's overlaid with gold. Just like the ark part is made of shittim wood and overlaid with gold, but the mercy seat, which covers the ark, is made of pure gold. Alright, verse 30. And you shall set upon the table showbread before me always. Now, verse 31 is the menorah. And you shall make a menorah of pure gold. So that's also a pure gold, the menorah. So the menorah, the dishes, bowls, covers, spoons, and the mercy seat, all of pure gold. Everything else is made of wood, overlaid with gold. Alright, back to verse 31 again. And you shall make a menorah of pure gold. Of beaten work shall the menorah be made. His shaft and his branches, his bowls, his knops, and his flowers shall be of the same. And 6 branches shall come out of the sides of it, 3 branches of the menorah out of the one side, and 3 branches of the menorah out of the other side. 3 bowls made like unto almonds, with a knot and a flower in one branch, and 3 bowls made like almonds in the other branch, with a knot and a flower. So in the 6 branches that come out of the menorah. And in the menorah shall be 4 bowls made like unto almonds, with their knops and their flowers. And there shall be a knop under 2 branches of the same, and a knop under 2 branches of the same, and a knop under 2 branches of the same, according to the 6 branches that proceed out of the menorah. Their knops and their branches shall be of the same. All it shall be one beaten work of pure gold. And you shall make the 7 lamps thereof, and they shall light the lamp thereof, that they may give light over against it. And the tongs thereof and the snuff dishes thereof shall be of pure gold. Of a talent of pure gold shall he make it with all these vessels. And look that you make them after the pattern which was showed you in the mount. Now you can Google a picture of the menorah, the Ark of the Covenant, and the snuff dishes, all that, in Google. You can get an image of how they look. They even got a layout of how it's set up, even inside the tent, how everything is laid. Alright, chapter 26. Moreover, you shall make the tabernacle with 10 curtains of fine twined linen, and blue, and purple, and scarlet. With cherubim of cunning work shall you make them. The length of one curtain shall be 8 20 cubits, and the breadth of one curtain 4 cubits, and every one of the curtains shall have one measure. The 5 curtains shall be coupled together one to another, and other 5 curtains shall be coupled one to another. And you shall make loops of blue upon the edge of the one curtain from the selvage in the coupling. And likewise you shall make in the uttermost edge of another curtain in the coupling of the second. 50 loops shall you make in the one curtain, and 50 loops shall you make in the edge of the curtain that is in the coupling of the second, that the loops may take hold one of another. Now understand, I know these next 2 chapters, 25 to 27, to me are kind of boring, but I know there's some importance to it. I just haven't figured it out yet. But Just reading Torah for right now. Verse 6. And you shall make 50 tachis of gold, or takis of gold, and couple the curtains together with the takis, and it shall be one tabernacle. And you shall make curtains of goat's hair to be a covering upon the tabernacle. 11 curtains shall you make. The length of one curtain shall be 30 cubits, and the breadth of one curtain 4 cubits, and the 11 curtains shall be all of one measure. And you shall couple 5 curtains by themselves, and 6 curtains by themselves, and shall double the 6th curtain in the forefront of the tabernacle. And you shall make 50 loops on the edge of the one curtain that is outmost in the coupling, and 50 loops in the edge of the curtain which couples the second. And you shall make 50 takis of brass, and put the takis into the loops, and couple the tent together, that it may be one. And the remnant that remains of the curtains of the tent, the half curtain that remains, shall hang over the backside of the tabernacle. And a cubit on the one side, and a cubit on the other side of that which remains in the length of the curtains of the tent, it shall hang over the sides of the tabernacle on this side and on that side to cover it. And you shall make a covering for the tent of ram's skins dyed red, and a covering above of antelope skins. And you shall make the boards for the tabernacle of shittim wood standing up. 10 cubits shall be the length of a board, and a cubit and a half shall be the breadth of one board. 2 tenons shall there be in one board, set in order, one against another. Thus shall you make for all the boards of the tabernacle. Verse 18. And you shall make the boards for the tabernacle, 20 boards on the south side, southward. And you shall make 40 sockets of silver under the 20 boards, 2 sockets under one board for his 2 tenons, and 2 sockets under another board for his 2 tenons. And for the second side of the tabernacle on the north side there shall be 20 boards, and there 40 sockets of silver, 2 sockets under one board, and 2 sockets under another board. And for the sides of the tabernacle westward shall you make 6 boards, and 2 boards shall you make for the corners of the tabernacle on the 2 sides, and they shall be coupled together beneath, and they shall be coupled together above the head of it unto one ring. Thus shall it be for both. They shall be for the 2 corners. And they shall be 8 boards, and their sockets of silver, 16 sockets, 2 sockets under one board, and 2 sockets under another board. Verse 26. And you shall make bars of shittim wood, 5 for the boards of the one side of the tabernacle, and 5 bars for the boards of the other side of the tabernacle, and 5 bars for the boards of the side of the tabernacle, for the 2 sides westward. And in the middle bar in the midst of the boards shall reach from end to end. Verse 29. And you shall overlay the boards with gold, and make their rings of gold for places for the bars, and you shall overlay the bars with gold. And you shall rear up the tabernacle according to the fashion thereof which was showed you in the mount. And you shall make a veil of blue and purple and scarlet and fine twined linen of cunning work, with cherubim shall it be made. And you shall hang it upon 4 pillars of shittim wood overlaid with gold. Their hooks shall be of gold upon the 4 sockets of silver. And you shall hang up the veil under the takis, that you may bring in thither within the veil the ark of the testimony. And the veil shall divide unto you between the holy place and the most holy. And you shall put the mercy seat upon the ark of the testimony in the most holy place. And you shall set the table without the veil and the menorah over against the table on the side of the tabernacle toward the south. And you shall put the table on the north side. And you shall make a hanging for the door of the tent of blue and purple and scarlet and fine twined linen wrought with needlework. And you shall make for the hanging 5 pillars of shittim wood, and overlay them with gold, and their hooks shall be of gold. And you shall cast 5 sockets of brass for them. Chapter 27, last one. Last page for the instructions on the tabernacle. Verse 1. And you shall make an altar of shittim wood, 5 cubits long, and 5 cubits broad. The altar shall be 4 square, and the height thereof shall be 3 cubits. And you shall make the horns of it upon the 4 corners thereof. His horns shall be of the same, and you shall overlay it with brass. And you shall make his pans to receive his ashes, and his shovels, and his basins, and his flesh hooks, and his fire pans. All the vessels thereof you shall make of brass. And you shall make for it a grate of network of brass. And upon the net you shall make 4 brazen rings in the 4 corners thereof. And you shall put it under the compass of the altar beneath, that the net may be even to the midst of the altar. And you shall make staves for the altar, staves of shittim wood, and overlay them with brass. And the staves shall be put into the rings, and the staves shall be upon the 2 sides of the altar to bear it. Hollow with boards shall you make it, as it was showed you in the mount, so shall they make it. And you shall make the court of the tabernacle for the south side southward. There shall be hangings for the court of fine twined linen of 100 cubits long for one side, and the 20 pillars thereof and their 20 sockets shall be of brass. The hooks of the pillars and their fillets shall be of silver, or fillets shall be of silver. Verse 11. And likewise for the north side in length there shall be hangings of 100 cubits long, and his 20 pillars and their 20 sockets of brass, the hooks of the pillars and their fillets of silver. And for the breadth of the court on the west side shall be hangings of 50 cubits, their pillars 10, and their sockets 10. And the breadth of the court on the east side eastward shall be 50 cubits. The hangings of one side of the gate shall be 15 cubits, their pillars 3, and their sockets 3. And on the other side shall be hangings 15 cubits, their pillars 3, and their sockets 3. And for the gate of the court shall be a hanging of 20 cubits of blue and purple and scarlet and fine twined linen wrought with needlework, and their pillars shall be 4, and their sockets 4. All the pillars round about the court shall be filleted with silver. Their hooks shall be of silver, and their sockets of brass. The length of the court shall be 100 cubits, and the breadth 50 everywhere, and the height 5 cubits of fine twined linen, and their sockets of brass. All the vessels of the tabernacle, and all the service thereof, and all the pins thereof, and all the pins of the court shall be of brass. And you shall command the children of Yasharel that they bring you pure oil, olive beaten for the light, to cause the lamp to burn always. In the tabernacle of the assembly, without the veil, or outside the veil, which is before the testimony, Aaron and his sons shall order it from evening to morning before Yahweh. It shall be a statute forever until their generations on the behalf of the children of Yasharel. So Aaron, who is a descendant of Levi, him and his sons and their descendants are supposed to always work outside the veil in the tabernacle forever. And they was always supposed to keep the light lit. The lamp should always be lit forever in the tabernacle. His sons are supposed to be doing it from evening to morning, because that's the nighttime. That's when it was dark. Guess what they did? So at night, y'all still wanted his tabernacle lit up in light. Because during that time, they didn't have electricity. So at night, the Levites would come in, light the candle, so it'll always have light in that tabernacle. And it's supposed to be a statute forever, which means never ending. So it means eventually this is gonna come back. But when you read some of the prophets, you understand that will happen again when Yahushua comes back. Alright, this is the end of Exodus 20, 25 through 27, which is instructions on how that Yah gave instructions to Moshe on how to build his tabernacle and his furnishings, and how he wanted laid out for when he commanded Israelites to build it. Hopefully this helps a little. Probably not much, but just to read it. We still need to read it even when it's boring to us, because that's part of Torah. So thank you for listening. Shalom.